So, it's your position that as I come to you to swear out a complaint, that you're going to deny me that access?
Yeah, I am in this situation I am, because I can't write a warrant against a deputy. It's got to go through internal affairs.
But aren't you just trying to write an affidavit? You're just trying to make your claim, right?
All right, but
It's
you
got to go
deny
through
it.
internal affairs,
Okay,
and you'll be very satisfied.
And I know you're trying to do your job. I'm
But,
not trying to be a stickler, but we're
but
trying
you
to
told
retain our
me
rights.
that he didn't say anything, but he says that you didn't allow him to state his
As far as the probable
truth.
cause testimony, as far
So
as
that's
the alleged
different.
offenses
No, I
go.
wasn't able to testify anything before
No,
you.
no.
But you
He
told
testifies on his bail
I know,
hearing.
but I had a question though,
Okay.
because you told me that the officer swore that he pushed him in his arm or whatever, and that he was
Said he hit him in
sitting.
the arm with a closed fist, but not hard.
But
He
you
reached to
told
get my
me
thing, I
that
said, get out of there.
you told
We
me.
pushed his hand. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
But
he
that's
lied. He lied
different.
under oath. straight
Okay,
up.
that's why
But
you go
you-
to internal affairs. I
But
can't
you
get
told
into
me that he
You
couldn't, that he had the chance to make a statement, but didn't.
but
But he's saying
My
he
policy
didn't
is
have a
when
chance.
the deputy gets testimony, the accused person has to be right there.
But see, you're like
But then how come he can't say something? He's saying that you didn't give him the
He could have
chance.
said something.
as I
But I
understand
didn't
the
take,
law,
I didn't
when
take counter
some-
testimony from him.
Well, you should have, because how
But
do you
if-
determine if a crime's been committed if you're only going to hear one side of the story? You're
Because
not weighing the
Because
evidence.
we have to assume that the deputies are honest.
Who
and skilled.
says?
That's just their policy.
Your policy, but what law says that by your definition, you're to weigh the evidence? That's your
I'm
job
not weighing
description.
evidence. I'm not weighing evidence.
You are
I'm
to
just,
determine if
it's
there's a
probable
crime.
cause, which is almost no cause at all, we write the warrant. and
Probable
we have
cause
a
of
bail
felony,
warrant.
sure.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, that's you on the record. I mean, that's your stand.
You're on the record too.
Well, I don't mind being on the record. I operate in truth.
Okay. I operate in truth too. I'm trying to do the best
But
I can.
I'm still trying to clarify something. Does he have the chance to refute what the officer said
Here.
He can.
right now?
It should have happened before you locked me up, because if no crime had been committed, then I shouldn't have been locked up. When in fact I had the inherent right of self-defense is mine. When they come into my private conveyance without a warrant, without permission, and without an emergency reason, then they have violated their oath. They perjured their oath. They violated my Fourth Amendment, my Fifth Amendment, my Ninth Amendment.
Okay. Sue him. I don't know.
I am going to.
I'm just doing the best I can.
You're going to be in the
Okay.
chain, though, is what I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Pardon?
Now, you'll be in the chain, too, because
Okay.
you've been complicit with putting fraud upon the court. They brought a bogus claim against me, locked me up, ran me through the ringer, and now you're a party
And
to that.
kidnapped our
How old are
son.
you?
No, now you're just being mean.
I'm not being mean. You
44.
should know better than that. You don't need any of this crap. What are you doing? You
What
know?
am I doing?
You
I'm
don't need to
trying
go through all this crap. All you had to do is show the guy your license. You could have avoided all of this.
It's a matter
You
of
should have
He
learned
asked
that when you were
principle.
Yeah,
It's a
10
matter
years
of
old.
principle.
Okay, so
10 years old. Now,
So
10
you
years
got
old
precedent.
is somebody that just does whatever their daddy tells them and
That-
doesn't look
yeah.
at the law.
yeah, when
But
the
that's what
police
you're
stops
doing.
you, give them your license and get on down the road. Not the
Yeah,
States supposed to
what
lie.
it's conditioning is like Nazi Germany. Papers, please. You don't have the rights from God that are given to you at birth. You have to ask the state for those rights. Bow down to this false idol. Don't follow the true God, because he's not the... So that's what all this separation of church and state is about. Get God out of there, and then we eliminate the rights of the people, because without a source of the rights, the people don't have any. They have to beg the false God, you guys, for rights that were given to us at birth.
kind of right. I'm just doing the best I can do.
Well, but does any of this
But
make
what-
sense?
I call them as I
Do
see
you
them.
understand our
But you
position?
told me, I
I
still don't
told you you don't have
understand.
to
You
like
told
it.
me that he
You
couldn't
don't.
testify,
Well,
and
Nobody
then
likes to get stopped.
You ain't
Can
gonna
he
like it.
testify?
My head explode when I get stopped. I don't like it either, you know. But
But still, they don't
I'm
have the
wise enough to
right.
know.
They don't have the authority. They've stepped outside of their protective cloak. They swore an oath to uphold the constitutions of the United
What
States.
they've done
and
has
the
been
state.
withheld by the courts, so. You know,
Well, there's plenty of case law
I
to
know,
tell you what they
I'm
did is
no
wrong.
judge.
but
don't
their
like it any more
courts
than you
isn't
do.
is just it's not a court of record. So it's not
Well,
the court
problem
is just
you
some guy
live
in a
here,
robe.
We live here, we kind of have to go along with it.
And
We
no,
don't,
no, we
though.
don't.
But
Oh,
it's
we
not
don't go along with it.
lawful.
You
Look up the
choose to live
statutes
as
and
a U.S.
code.
citizen. We choose to live, function as American citizens, and there's a distinct difference. The 14th Amendment created the U.S. citizen and placed them below the government. When we become of an age of understanding, we have the right to say, no, I don't fall under that. I'm an American citizen. I fall under the true republic. And therefore, all the rules and regulations of the corporation are not mine to have to follow. I don't want the benefits. I don't want any of the stuff you have to give me as a trade for following all this stuff. And since we haven't contracted with the state, now what it is a number of things have occurred. Not only was there an assault, They kidnapped my child. Now I'm being forced into complying with a contract, which is slavery. These are major violations that you guys have conspired to bring forth.
Why
And you're
doesn't
sitting
the
here going, well, I'm
accused
just doing my job.
why doesn't the accused get to give their own testimony?
Because we have to defer to law enforcement. We have to start somewhere and assume that they have integrity.
But they work
But
in
they're
limited
the
delegated
ones-
authority. The full authority lies with the people. That's where they get their authority from, is the people. You're not gonna listen to the person who
But
has
you
the
have-
authority.
office.
You have the statute and code book. What
No, it isn't. We're
show
gonna
the
take their
statute
jobs,
and
what we're gonna do is
code.
sue the pants off them, but
Alright.
we'd rather educate. Well,
I mean, I
we're
hear
not
you.
money
All this
motivated.
stuff.
But
We want
show
people
the
to follow
statute
law.
and code that says he had to show a license. Can
Yeah,
you
show
show
me
the
that.
statute and
You
code?
can't.
Yeah,
If that's-
104, you got a ticket
Show
for
me.
not showing your license.
Can you show me
There's
it?
the code. Yeah,
Show me the law.
It's on one of your summonses.
But it requires a contract. It requires me agreeing to that. It's all contracts in this administrative process, and that's all it is. It's pursuant to the Administrative Procedures Act. It's not meant for living parties. I have told you openly that I'm not a
All
living
I'm
party.
saying is,
I gave you the
this
sovereignty
is great.
status.
I hear what
It's
you're
on the
saying.
public record.
I'm a
It's-
lot older than you are. I've never been arrested in my life.
That's my first
'Cause
one.
If I get pulled over, I give them my license and get on down the road.
Well, we're not doing that anymore. From now on,
Okay.
we're standing up and saying no. Because
All right.
we're not going to
Keep
be.
me posted on where it gets you. I don't
You-
think it's
But
getting
You'll
the
be-
point
you'll be
is,
kept in the
we're
loop.
trying
Okay.
to make a statement,
Yeah,
right?
you
We're
wanna tell-
I'm
trying.
not trying to make a statement.
No,
I
no,
am.
we're trying to make a
And you're
statement
not
based
allowing
on
me
the
to do it.
officer.
No,
What
you
happened?
made a great statement, but I
You refuse
question-
to take it as a written claim under penalty of perjury and all that.
But how can you do that?
A written claim for what?
If you stand between the people and the sheriff, how can you possibly
I'm
not
telling you how to
take
file
a
your
written claim?
You have to go
Through
through
internal
internal affairs. Yeah, it's not a whitewash.
I'm
Trust
just
me,
telling
they
you.
do not want you going to internal affairs. These deputies don't. Okay.
So when do I just have to go into internal affairs tomorrow
Where's
or 2 weeks
internal
from now?
affairs?
I mean, they'll meet you. I mean, I don't
But
know. I
is
can't
there a
speak for
phone
what they'll
number
do.
on
He
there?
gave me a
Yeah, I
phone
gave the
number.
number. They take it very
But
seriously.
where are they?
Is there a filing process?
Where do you find them?
Yeah, they have a filing process. Yeah, you just dial that number, and they ask to speak to someone in internal affairs.
But I know
And,
it becomes a routine habit of just running through the mill, and it's all about revenue collection. I get that.
It's a double tax. Yeah, of course
It's
it
all
is.
about
I don't like it
revenue,
any more than you
revenue
do.
collection,
I said
and
all
there you sit, as a matter of habit, as standard operating procedure. Now, that's all right if people admit that, hey, I'm a US citizen, I want all the benefits, so oops, I messed up with the rules. Well, then they give you their consent. We didn't give consent. And as a matter of habit, you shoved it along and further violated my rights. And you have perjured your oath. Do you have an oath? Did you swear an oath?
That's right. Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm gonna-
Okay.
yeah.
And you have a
I
bond.
see him.
So
call
you
him as I
swore
see
to
him.
perjured
uphold
your
the
oath.
rights of the people.
You
swore to
But then
uphold the
how
rights of
could
the
you
people. You won't
uphold
even
the
listen
rights
to
of the
me.
people
Well, I
if
think
you
you-
won't let him testify?
Because mine is not a trial.
But
Doesn't matter.
if you
Your
swore
job
to
is to determine if
uphold
there's
the
a
rights
crime.
of the people,
You have to determine, is there a crime?
Under his
And you
testimony,
didn't
there was
do
a
that.
crime.
But you didn't get my
but
testimony.
you
Right,
swore
guilty
to,
of crime.
you didn't swear
That's all.
to uphold the rights of the police officers. You swore to uphold the rights
They
of
have
the
limited
people.
delegated
But
authority.
we
I
have
have
to
full
assume.
authority.
We have to assume that they have integrity.
Oh, sure,
But you
because the
can't
people are
So
assume.
where are you
over.
going to start? You got to start somewhere.
But
Yeah,
then
you
if
listen to
they
both
have
sides.
integrity,
I can
why
show
wouldn't you
law.
assume that the people have
I
integrity?
can show you law that puts them on the
Anyway,
back.
keep me posted.
I will.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll get a lawful
Yeah,
notification letter from us.
Okay. Yeah, just remember this: fair doesn't exist in nature. You know, anything that's living is eating something that died.
Well, prepare to
so
be
just
eaten.
think it's
But
fair.
you took an oath, sir. You took an oath
You're
to
the one that's a
uphold the rights of the
constitutionalist. You
people.
swore an oath to it. Don't label us that. Not that you have, but others back there have.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, we're just saying, look, you swore an oath, now you're violating it. Who are you going to serve? The people who are made in God's image? I'd choose that. Or are you going to serve
An idol.
Process.
Are you a
Statute of
Christian?
code.
I think serving the
laws
people.
of men?
System.
You know,
Okay,
getting drunk
one is
drivers
laws
off the
of
road
God.
is serving the people.
These are rules of men. These are the traditions that Jesus
Well,
talks
we're
about
we're
that'll
a nation-
destroy
We're a
you.
nation of laws. We don't
Yeah,
necessarily
God's
like all the
laws.
laws or agree with them.
That's why everybody thinks the Constitution's dead. It's because they don't know how to create the right venue. Well, we will create an Article 3, Section 2 venue in which all of the oaths are upheld. Because we accept the contract. When you swear that oath, you just offered a contract. And we accept your oath and we thank you
Do you have
for
a
it.
driver's license?
It will expire eventually.
Okay, you got one.
Yeah. But I,
under the
but,
law of these people, which you are a person. I hate to tell
but
you.
now the affidavit of status has
This
come in
implied
after
consent.
that.
When you accept the driver's license, this is
But it wasn't a
implied
lawful
consent.
contract because they didn't give full disclosure. They didn't say, when you get this driver's license, you waive all your God-given rights and you agree to follow our rules. They didn't give full disclosure and say, you're not required to have one of these by law.
Then
But if you do, you're
would it
just
have made
the
any
privileges.
difference? No.
Absolutely.
Still got the driver's license.
No, I wouldn't have. If I didn't require one, can you imagine anybody saying, I want the benefit of paying registration fees, taxes, all this junk? Nobody would take that.
No.
And where's the wedding signature
But
on
the
both
trade-off is
sides?
you get a license.
There's no wedding signature on both sides. We're not even in-kind parties. Living parties can contract openly. Corporations can contract openly. But yet now you have a living party contracted with a corporate state entity. That's
Yeah.
unlawful on its
My
face.
reaction to all this is, I wish at the time, you got way too much stuff in.
What I'm just saying.
Okay.
But the point is, sir, if you took an oath to uphold the rights of the people, how can you not allow the people to make their own statement? How can you assume that Joe Donut out here is
got
a
a
guy of
power trip.
integrity? Have you seen the bellies? I mean, their
Because you
main
got two people
issue is
standing there, one
donuts
is
and
law
coffee.
enforcement. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta.
But you
start-
have,
they
you
could
got
never
to
be
take
fraudulent,
both
could they?
sides.
Of course they can be fraud.
Then how could you not take the oath
What
of the
probable cause did
people?
he have of me committing
He
a felony?
testified under oath.
What probable
But why
cause
don't you
of me
take
committing a
his
felony?
testifying under
I'm
oath?
driving along. Did he see something that looked like I was committing a felony? Because that's probable cause, not I just feel like stopping people today.
Oh, so your argument is about whether the stop is legal.
Yes, it's absolutely
I don't
unlawful.
like stops when
But
you
they're
do. I know
unlawful.
some judges don't.
But how,
the case
how
law
if
for
you
this
have
is
an
okay.
oath, how can you not accept the testimony of one of the people? If you know as your job
Is it
description
the
that
testimony
you're,
against the policeman.
Yeah.
but how
That's
can you
gotta go
not
through
take
internal
both
affairs. I'm not
sides?
gonna waste your time with, filling out a.
Waste your time, we've been
I'm
here
not
all
gonna write
night.
You've deprived me of liberty.
A
It
warrant
was-
against a deputy. It's gotta go.
We're
through
not
the
asking you
your
to do that.
signature locked
But
me
if
out.
you asked for the other side to speak when they came in here, you wouldn't have so many people dragged in here that didn't belong in here. If
Your
you took
signature
both
locked me
sides.
up. Your
Absolutely,
signature
yeah.
did that.
But all you had to do is show the guy your license.
All you had to do
All
was
you
take
have- all
you had to
testimony
do
from
is
both
say,
sides.
Hey, moron, you can't be violating people's rights like this. Mr.
Well,
Miller,
after
go
all
home.
this
We're sorry.
conversation, I still believe you did hit the guy on his arm and knock his arm away. And
Okay.
I still believe you refused to show your license.
I did knock his arm away, and I have that
Okay.
right of inherent self-defense. Do we have
And
an?
he said that he admitted knocking his arm away.
Do you?
But
That's right,
he
we
reached,
need to
Do
decide.
I have the right to
But that's
self-defense
not
when I'm
assault
assaulted?
and
I told
battery.
you I've been assaulted.
If I do like that, if I go like this and swing at you and miss, that's an assault.
Yeah,
But if-
you crowd
but
me.
if
So
I
when he
come
leaned
into
in on
your
me
place,
and grabbed my stuff, that's not an assault.
He has a right to assault you to get you out of
He
the
has a
car, 'cause
right
you
to
wouldn't-
assault me.
Under the case
has a
law,
Show
he
me,
does.
show me the amendment that
I'm
says
not getting it
he
all
has a
over.
right.
That's an
All
affirmative
right.
defense.
We got
Anyway,
enough for you.
The bottom line is, I hope you're innocent. I really do.
I am.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. See you later.
so
You
an
wanna talk
officer
afterwards?
has a right to assault us for any last reason?
Oh,
The
yeah.
code.
I don't fall under
And the
code.
code is made by.
Can you just give us
Well,
that
I'm not a
code,
U.S.
please?
citizen.
Well, you need to leave then. You certainly.
I'm an
enjoy-
American citizen on American soil.
But
They're
you're enjoying all the
different.
benefits of living here, so you kind of
What
gotta
benefits?
Go by,
What
we
do
gotta
we
go by
take?
something, huh?
What do I take from the state?
You're using the highways.
Okay, now let's say you live on your property and I buy all the land around you and I build roads. Does that mean you can't use them unless you follow my rules? I can deprive you of your liberty simply by landlocking you. Does that sound right?
I don't know. Anyway.
It doesn't make you ever think about it that way, right?
What's the code?
Yeah, just because they force, I didn't ask them to build these roads.
Yeah, we'd
But
like
I have
to
the
know the
right to travel
code.
by the common means of the day.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'd
Good
like
luck.
to know the code that says any officer has
It's
the
written
right
on the
to
warrant.
assault
That's
us.
in there. They have a right. I'm not saying it's right. but
There's
they
so
have a
much
right.
case law
Okay.
that says we
Hey,
have the right to
thanks for
defend
that.
ourselves
Case
against
law
an
is like the
unlawful
Bible. I
arrest.
can find a verse. It's like golf
For everything.
lessons. I can find a golf lesson.
Well,
I can find something about what I'm doing in golf says it's perfect, and something else says it's completely wrong. It's like the
Well, when
Bible.
this all
There's a
shakes
verse for
out,
everything. All right.
maybe I'll contact you
Keep
when we
me
have dinner.
posted. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Ryan Clapp. Clapp, C-L-A-P-P.
Hold on, honey.